Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Six Men.
Another episode 3
Yep.
of The Six Men, our podcast.
We're not the starters.
We never have been, never will be.
Nope. But in this episode, we're going to give you a little update. Again, not so much like last time where it was the whole episode, but we'll give you an update of where things stand in the NBA.
A little tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
A little
bits and pieces.
A little piece of the crackling.
if you will.
As they say, as the kids say.
Yeah, so it's starting to get into the chunk of the season, so we'll update you on that, and then we'll go with the Pelicans, talk to them about them a little bit. We were quite hyped for them, and then they kind of tumbled a little bit, but
our heart has been hurting.
We will get into that, and then we're going to talk a little bit, start doing our hypotheticals.
Get back into the original plan for the show.
Yeah, the core of what we exactly wanted to do.
Talking basketball, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna be
talking basketball.
We're gonna talk about teams we believe that should have won it all, or
like on paper, beginning of the season before anything started.
Right, rosters
won it all,
and then like teams that are like actually good. So we'll get into all that, and it's gonna be a fun episode.
I'm excited,
ladies and gentlemen, or whoever.
All
watches.
5 people maybe watching this.
Other beings from outer space that pick up our frequency.
Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal. We know they're fans.
I mean, maybe,
they've been tweeting us.
Space Jam, like those aliens are probably listening to us.
I forgot about the Space Jam aliens. I wonder where they've been. I know Jordan has been doing Fruit of the Loom commercials.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
He makes money.
He does. He makes
a decent coin.
A couple bucks, yeah. A couple dollars.
Well, anyway, let's get right into it. So some updates on the NBA.
Yeah, so we're about 12 games in.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, some things not a surprise.
Yeah.
Some things quite a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I don't really care either way.
Sure thing.
Of
course.
So I guess the best place to start is the top.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, just like, how you go for waterfall, you got to start at the top.
I mean, trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
Guess,
Except with good and bad things.
Start from the top, and now we're going down. Yeah.
As you do.
As Drake would say, if he made another song like that.
He did.
Yeah.
He does do that stuff. He makes songs.
I'm upset.
You're upset?
That's a song.
Oh.
You don't follow...
I do not follow Drake. I liked him in Degrassi. But
young Drake was fire.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
And he's been hit or miss over the years, but I think his resurgence has been real good. And speaking of Drake, his team...
The Raptors.
Yeah.
He does enjoy the Raptors.
Yeah.
But not doing too bad. They are currently leading the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, 11-1. How about it?
That's quite crazy. A 5-game win streak. The longest.
That's stout.
Currently right here. So, shoot, I mean... We kind of all know who's responsible for that.
Who's that?
Success. A little guy named Leonard.
Little guy?
Little guy. He's quite small.
Yeah, his hands are probably as big as my body.
Yeah.
I think you got to give some credit to Nick Nurse, the new head coach, and then their bench mob. But yes, I think the team ride and dies based on Leonard, and he's proving to us that he might be a top 3 player.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good argument. But, I mean, shoot. Serge Ibaka, classic player.
Yeah, he's kind of came back to form.
He has, man. He was fun with the
Thunder.
Oklahoma back in the day,
and then
man.
he kind of tried to branch off and kind of been bouncing around. Now he's kind of settled in again, which is good to see.
Yeah. So I think he has a good spot where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Green, young talent.
Yeah. I heard Danny Green's actually starting to shoot it real well.
So Greg Monroe finally kind of...
Well, he's not playing. I was like, where's Greg Monroe now the other day? And I checked his stats, and he hasn't been playing. But,
poor Greg
but I mean,
Monroe.
Hey, if you
fun
put him
last
in,
season.
When you put him in, he'll score. So they're deep, and they're probably going to win probably 60 games. They keep it up.
Yeah, I mean they've played some talent too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and right behind them is the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis, Greek Freak, and Antetokounmpo.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah. Is that it?
Can I buy a vowel? Get it?
I mean, he'll need a couple hyphens in there.
His name is long. That's the joke.
Yeah, basically put a period at the end.
We're funny.
But jokes aside, they've been balling out. He's been playing like an MVP candidate.
Destroyed the Kings. I mean, Trailblazers. They beat them, though, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the Trailblazers have been playing good. We'll give them a little shout-out. We said they wouldn't make the playoffs, but they've been playing good.
They kind of have to beat us in the playoffs before we start, joshing on them because they got some joshing last year.
Right. So, I mean, they're doing their typical things. They're doing good in the regular season, but the Bucks have been solid as advertised, I guess. I mean, you're pretty hyped in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Budenholzer and all the talent they have.
I mean, they brought the Raptors their only loss, and it's a pretty decent loss, too. They were kind of firing.
Won by a decent amount? Yeah.
They were firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
But, they lost to the Celtics, but it's the Celtics. That's not a make or break season loss by any means.
Yeah. And speaking of the Celtics, and we'll get the Celtics and Sixers because I feel like they're both kind of in that rut where they're playing just a touch sloppy.
Yeah,
it's not quite clean. They got good records right now, but they 6-4 and 7-5 respectively. So they're
not necessarily bad.
But they're not exploding like a bomb or.
But
tanking.
Both of these teams were in finals talks.
Yeah, they were hyped.
So, but I mean, the East is just crazy this year.
Yeah, it's very competitive. I like it like that.
Shit, I wish if LeBron was still in the East with all these teams, then.
Yeah, actually, it would have been fun.
Instead of LeBron just walking into the finals.
Yeah,
last year was.
It would have been nice to see just like him challenge himself. This year, he's in the West. It's going to be just a tough road to get in the playoffs one and then win a series.
Yeah, but as we kind of said in the last few episodes, he's not really here to win championships. Yeah. I don't think. I think he just. You can tell he wasn't enjoying himself when they were losing.
Right. I mean, I think he's going to get his full effort on the court, but there's definitely a reason why he came to LA, and that's probably something outside his career basketball, which is probably movies or whatnot.
And he looks pretty fly in the purple and gold. Also.
He does. Same thing with Tyson Chandler there. They just got him, and he looked real good. That's going to big help to the front court.
For some reason, every player just looks good.
They do. I honestly do like the Lakers jersey. They look. They wore the black ones, the black and blue ones. I'm not a fan of that, but I like just the white. Ooh, it's dirty. The white is dirty.
But I mean, it's just classic, man. You see Magic, you see Kareem, you see Will, you just know the GOATs.
Yeah.
Go through LA.
I mean, milk butter, Shaquille O'Neal.
Ooh. Shaq.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. But the East has been solid. We don't have to talk about all the teams. I guess we can talk about the Wizards, who surprising. We had them in the playoffs.
Yeah. 2-8.
Yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction there. It looks like it's carried over from last year.
Hawks are doing worse than I thought they would. I knew
worse?
They weren't. Yeah, and I was expecting more of a 5-5 by now.
Really?
But, yeah, I thought Trae Young would be explosive going for his campaign to be Rookie of the Year, but
he's been inconsistent. He's shown some signs,
but but it's a new guy. I probably should have realized that more earlier.
I think I'll give a shout out to the Nets real quick. I saw them play against the Pelicans and been seeing them play. They play with a lot of effort, and they'll get their share of wins.
They were playing with a lot of effort last year too, but
I think they'll honestly get a share of wins. It might creep open the playoffs. Dark horse candidate, perhaps.
Ooh.
But yeah, disappointing the Wizards and the Cavs are just a hot mess. So that's fun to watch.
The Cavs, we knew they weren't going to be good, but 1-10 is...
Yeah, they completely switched from trying to, make the playoffs, and then they fired Lou. I guess I get that because, they're trying to... Lou's probably trying to win, and they're probably now trying to tank, but I don't know why they couldn't make that decision prior to the season.
Yeah, it just never felt even with LeBron, it never felt like the front office was on the same level as a team.
Like the same page and what they wanted to do, and I guess they're going to go with this direction now, but should be fun to watch. Just them, there's dysfunction and whatnot.
Poor Cleveland. I mean, shoot, they used to have every team was killing. The Indians made it to the finals. The Cavs made it to the finals. Now both of them are kind of.
Yeah.
The Indians are decent, but they're not playoff.
Yeah, they fired Lou, and then the Browns they fired Hugh Jackson within the day or so.
And the Browns, they were bragging that the Browns were going to be making runs for.
Hey, I mean, they got the talent. It's an attitude. Winning is an attitude. You just gotta overcome that outlook, that mental part.
So those poor fans in Ohio, man, they're not. Yep. Not enjoying themselves. But
that's the East, kind of where everyone else is kind of middle of the pack, not too far off.
Yeah, I think the 76ers, for my predictions for upcoming season, I think it's just going to be a constant four-way battle between the 76ers, Celtics, Bucks, and Raptors.
Yeah.
I think in the end...
That's fair to say.
But in the end, I think it's probably going to be Raptors, Celtics, Bucks, 76ers. I may see a flip between the Bucks and Celtics.
Yeah.
I think the Celtics are going to find their rhythm. But I think the Raptors, they got everything going.
Yeah.
And they have a great start, which I think they're going to hold on to throughout the season.
Yeah, it looks like they're clicking. Yeah, those are definitely the top 4 teams in the East. I'll shout out to the Pacers. I think they're solid, but I don't think they're going to contend against those other 4 teams.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. And I think everyone, like the Knicks and Hawks, I think Hawks are just trying to put on...
They're tanking. They're probably tanking.
Yeah, they're probably tanking, but golly. I for some reason, just have a soft spot for the Hawks. I want them to do good.
Why, Trae Young or just?
I like Trae Young. I think he's.
I like him too. Yeah.
But man, their uniform. They have some of the coolest uniforms.
Now they do. Yeah, they do. They are pretty unique.
But they got some cool history. You got Bob Pettit, one of my favorite players of all time.
St. Louis Hawks.
Yeah, even Maravich.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, Wilkins, one of my all-time favorite players. Spud Webb, man. They had some fun players. So it's kind of like I want a good Hawks team because just the history. And Knicks, my second favorite team. I want them to do good. And I think in the upcoming years, they got the money, and I think if they can get some talent in.
I don't know. After that incident with Oakley and the owner, I don't know if many players are going to be wanting to come there.
That's fair, but golly, with that money being the face of a franchise in New York City.
Are you trying to recruit Mr. Durant over there? Yeah.
I've heard rumors of Mr. Durant being, an idea.
Yeah, well.
I've heard, I don't believe this rumor, but some say Kyrie's interested. I don't think Kyrie's leaving Boston.
No, I don't think. I think he's pretty comfortable there. But definitely the KD, I can see it.
I would love a player even like...
Jimmy Butler maybe, or no?
Butler would, I think Butler would go well there. Shoot, my dream would for Klay Thompson to go to the Knicks. I think that'd just be fun.
I like Klay.
If Klay's not leaving.
Yeah, I don't think
go
he
up
is.
the stage.
I think they're gonna stick with him over KD. I don't know. I'm not gonna go that far.
Klay will take some pay cuts before he leaves, and I think that's obvious.
You think? I don't know.
He loves it over there.
I don't know. They've been saying that. Well, I can't say.
Well, now we can go into the Warriors because
speaking of the West, yeah,
we going over to the West if my notes will load. But Warriors,
they just clicking on all cylinders right now.
To everyone's surprise, they've just been so good.
Yep. Cousins hasn't played yet, but it looks like he might be revving it back. But they look like the typical Warriors. Everyone's just hitting shots, making it look easy, effortless ball movement. You know all that old Michigan.
Curry is still just killing in the 3 game, but more than usual, which is very hard for me to say because
it's outstanding what he's been
unreal.
Doing.
And it's kind of like, when will he stop?
It's just muscle memory at this point.
It's just so automatic, you can't even...
Yeah, shout out to Klay for 13 threes. That's an NBA record. I saw my friend showed me his shoes, and they actually look pretty nice.
Klay shoes?
Yeah, check it out.
I know Curry shoes gets made fun of all the time.
Yeah, but Klay shoes they're not bad. And for a reasonable price. So I'm doing a little free advertising, Klay. Maybe give me some royalties,
Yeah, if Klay Thompson is listening, please.
Yeah,
My Venmo is...
Hit Pistol Pete up.
And your boy Jim Redvine.
Yeah, hook us up. 6 men. You know where we are.
But yeah, the Warriors are not leaving the top. They had a loss to the Nuggets.
Who are number 2.
But they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think the Warriors are going to stay there. The Nuggets look really good.
Yes, they do look very good.
They're deep, and Jokic, even though he had he only took 1 shot last night, which is kind of weird, but he's their best player, and they're just deep.
Weird.
Jamal Murray had 48 points, made Kyrie Irving upset.
Oh, Kyrie Irving was not happy.
Yeah, he did almost a Tracy McGrady where he kicked the ball. He threw the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's do you I play golf. You yell 4 when the ball's going.
You play golf?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just by the way, I know I've said
cool.
it before, but
yeah.
But yeah, when you do that, if you're Kyrie, do you yell 4? The ball's heading your way. The innocent fan could just get hit in the face.
And innocent fans have been hit in the face in the past. Kevin Love got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Was it last season?
Yeah.
Poor dude.
Hey,
Kevin Love doesn't deserve that.
No, no one deserves that. I understand his frustration with Murray, but let's
it's basketball, man.
Throw into an empty seat or something at least.
If you're gonna prove somebody, you gotta prove them on the court. You know, you want to prove them wrong there.
Yeah.
You don't.
I get both sides. But yeah,
the ball should be within the court. I should say.
Yeah. Let's keep the fans out of it.
I mean, wasn't that a Will Ferrell movie where he hit someone in the face?
Yeah, we talked about in the first episode, Daddy's Home.
That's right.
He hit a cheerleader in the face.
What a terrible incident.
What a disgusting act.
I can't believe that would appear on our screens where kids are watching.
Yeah.
Kids are
They think that's funny.
And Kyrie Irving's not helping the cause.
Yeah. He might as well be in Daddy's Home. I don't know what movie they're on or something.
Something. Give Will Ferrell a call. Will Ferrell's actually a Pelicans fan.
No, he's not. I saw him at the Lakers game.
Will Ferrell loves.
He likes He's probably just a big NBA fan.
He probably is.
Yeah.
But he's done announcing for the Pels before. Well, I guess
probably just to get some advertising.
But even that scene was filmed at a Pels game.
That's true. There's also a Lakers Pels game.
But at the Lakers game, he did take Shaq out the arena.
Yeah.
So he must not love LA that much.
I think it's a thing in the NBA for him. Just FYI.
I want to see him go into basketball the way he did baseball.
How so?
You remember in baseball, he played for 6 major league teams in one day.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so during spring training, he played for 6 different teams in different positions.
Huh. You learn something new every day, I think.
Let's see Will Ferrell on the court.
I guess.
Let's see him at center.
If you're tanking, you might as well sign him to
He's a pretty tall dude, maybe not NBA tall.
He's a body. That's 6 fouls right there.
Yeah, looking at him, he probably can't run down the court too fast.
You cherry pick him. You stay on this side of the court.
He's probably like a slashing small forward, I would say.
Oh, yeah. Athletic beast. Put him on LeBron.
I would put him on LeBron. I could see him holding, Harden and all them.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him have, good perimeter defense.
Yeah. Well, that's our wild fantasies.
Yeah, so, shoot, if any NBA owners are listening to this podcast, look at Will Ferrell. He hasn't been doing much, I guess. He's been in Daddy's Home, but again...
Yeah. How many Daddy's Homes how many times can Daddy come home?
I just want Elf 2. And if he's not doing Elf 2, he's not doing anything important, so put him on your team.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I digress.
That's enough of our Will Ferrell conversation for the week.
So where were we at? Nuggets are doing good. Yes. They're good depth. Trailblazers, we talked about them a little bit. They're just overall playing good.
Lillard 2-game win streak at the moment.
Yeah, Lillard and McCollum doing solid as usual.
They're just solid.
Yeah, they usually are pretty solid in the regular season.
Last year too, yeah.
In the regular season, but I guess come playoff time when they focus on the 2 guys,
they become
one-dimensional.
They become 60 overall 2K players.
Yeah, when you shut those 2 down, you're forcing other guys on that team to make plays, which is asking a lot.
Yeah, but also I think not only that, I don't think they're necessarily bad per se, but golly, the Pelicans just exploded. So it's going against a hot Pels team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mirotic was hitting it. Drew was feeling it. AD,
but I may be a little bit biased because I kind of a fan of the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know. I don't know if you figured that out yet.
I know. I don't think our fans of our podcast know about that yet.
Our fans, yes,
but they will. We're gonna do an episode on Pels history one of these times, and
one day.
I know Jim Redvine doesn't know as much as I do.
I do not know as much as I'm fairly new to this whole basketball, if that's what the kids like to call it. I'm kind of new. I'm kind of.
I'll inform you.
I get it.
You'll be an informed
I don't understand.
person because of me.
Yeah, shoot. Why not write a textbook or something?
Write a textbook on Pels history. It's a short history.
That's fair.
15 years. So.
That's fair.
But anywho,
I bet it's probably gonna be about Baron Davis, though.
Well, I'll get into that.
Okay.
All the nooks and crannies.
You don't have to yell at me. I got you.
I'm raising my voice so you can understand. I don't want to lay down the wood.
Ow! Yeah, ow.
Number 4, the Spurs. Spurs and Grizzlies, and actually right down the list. They got the Spurs, Clippers, Grizzlies, and Kings.
The Clippers, man. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul have been non-existent over there.
Yeah, because they're not there anymore.
Is
that a joke?
That was a ha-ha.
Well, I'm not. Do you think I'm laughing?
You should be.
Oh, I'm not laughing.
That was funny.
My my mouth is kind of curled.
I see that
slightly,
but it looks like you're smiling.
But I'm not bursting out at the seams here.
It looks like the humor of the joke may have had impact on you, but you don't want to admit it.
No, I'm not.
That sounded like a little
giggle,
little chuckle.
No, I was laughing at myself.
Oh,
So anyway,
I didn't think you were that funny.
The Clippers are solid too.
Yeah.
They're doing better than everyone. They're just a solid veteran team. A lot of effort.
6-4. Yeah, one of like the 7 6-4 teams in the Western Conference.
Spurs are a surprise for us, but I mean, then again, why would they be a surprise? I don't know why we bet against the Spurs.
Pop would go on the court if it's what needs to be in the playoffs.
So 6-4, they're kind of a surprise for us a little bit, but they're doing typical Spurs ball. Grizzlies are a surprise. Thought they would tank again, but again, I guess they have Conley and Gasol back playing.
Kings are having some high-scoring games.
Mm-hmm.
Not really winning them all, but they're having some high-scoring games.
Yeah, the King. I watched them play against the Pels, and they got some young talent. They might not have a foundational star, but they have some young talent.
And the Kings are kind of a team where, like, I don't really follow. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I just feel they're forgotten about. And I feel bad. I just don't think anyone should be forgotten about. I want them to be...
it's competition.
I understand that. I just want them to one day prove everyone wrong. Like, 2025, oh, shoot.
Yeah,
the Kings are coming. We're going to lose.
I do have an underdog feeling for a team like the Kings, too.
Yeah. So and that's Oscar Robinson. That's where he came from.
Yeah. But they were in Kansas City at that time, so... The only good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk actually about their only good team actually later in our.
That's fair, yeah.
In our
they did have one good team.
In our metaphors.
Our little metaphors.
And all right, and the Thunder, they are getting back to things. They're 6 straight, but Westbrook got hurt. I don't know how long he's going to be out.
That's a lot of missed triple doubles.
Yeah. But they don't. A
lot of missed stat padding, you know.
Mm-hmm, yeah. No more triple double per season. But I mean. Even when they're winning, I don't know, they don't look smooth. They don't look like they're playing smooth basketball.
It just makes me upset that how good they used to be that they never got a ring.
Oh, with the 3 MVPs they had on their team?
And Serge Ibaka.
Well, they were all young. I mean,
I guess, but golly, like if you told me there's a team with James Harden, Westbrook and Durant, I'd be like, holy cow.
They should win a ring.
They should get a ring.
That's they broke it up too soon, I feel. But moving on to the Jazz.
Yeah,
they're kind of struggling. I haven't been keeping up, but they've been. I think Donovan Mitchell's been out, so that's probably why.
Really now.
Yeah, so
that's not good.
They're 5-6, but I'm sure they're going to be solid anywho. Yeah. The Lakers.
Showtime.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Tyson Chandler just got signed. I think that's going to help their front court. JaVale McGee's been balling out. But that's just because they don't have anyone else on the center position. So
the best of the Ball brothers. He's just been playing like Lonzo usually plays.
Yeah. So,
speaking of, did you hear about his brother going back to high school?
Yeah, I don't even know how he's eligible. But
I don't get that. He makes an announcement to go back to high school. That's what a world.
Yeah, what a world we live in. What a country.
He's playing with that 7'6" kid.
Oh, is that the European one?
Yeah.
Really?
The same exact high school team. So.
How's he look now? I remember watching that dude. He would bend down and score.
Yeah, it's insane. But I don't know. He's a tall dude. You don't see players that height making it to the league though. Like
not as often as they used to.
And Sean Bradley, they were literally just picked up for their height. We didn't really know players that tall could play. Yao could ball.
Yao Ming was smooth.
He had some shots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
good touch, solid defense.
Yeah, I think Yao was just like people say like, oh, he was tall, therefore.
No, he was actually good.
He was good.
Otherwise, Sean Bradley would be putting up the numbers. I know his numbers aren't as crazy as other Hall of Famers, but they're pretty darn solid.
I felt bad for the man. All he wanted to do was make a living, and people was like, hey, he's 7'6", I'm gonna dunk on him.
Yeah, well, he's a human poster, so I mean. He's a big target on his head.
Nuke could sling threes, though.
I've seen some of those videos, and it's kind of funny seeing it.
It's like a catapult.
It's like a slingshot. It was funny he played with Muggsy Bogues on the same team.
Dude weighed probably 53 pounds?
Dude was a twig.
I'm surprised he didn't snap in half.
Yeah. Rest in peace, though.
Rest in peace. His son is killing it, though, at
Oregon.
Yeah, at Oregon. I think they have him at, top 10 best college players.
Isn't he he's still, almost the same height as his dad, but he plays, point guard.
He's KD. He looks like KD when he plays.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So we'll look out for Bol.
Easy
name to remember.
I would love for him to make the league, but yeah. Anyway, I don't even know where we left off. Lakers. We were talking about the Lakers. We never really talked about the Lakers before I interrupted, and I apologize.
No. Don't apologize, please. This is a free, safe space, and
that's fine. I won't talk about
LeBron's been doing about what LeBron does. Kuzma's been playing good.
I like Kuzma.
Yeah, Josh Hart, shout out to him. He's a solid role player. Kuzma, I do like. He's not. I don't think.
He's fun.
I think people overhype him, but he knows how to play. I don't think his ceiling's quite as high as people think.
I could see him having a good tenure with the Lakers. I see him lasting at the Lakers, maybe even longer than Ball.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a solid dude. I think at his peak he'll probably be like a 20-10 scorer.
It feels so right. But Rondo's been getting some hate lately. They feel like he hasn't been
producing.
Yeah, he feels like they're saying that he's slowing down a fast team, like a team that should be playing fast the whole time, and that Rondo. But
then again, they don't have any shooters. I mean.
Yeah. Ball as a guard can't shoot.
Yeah.
Rondo's shot kind of disappeared a couple years ago.
I was saying that Rondo should come off the bench, and I know Ingram.
Yeah, there's no reason.
They need to balance out that lineup.
They need to develop Ball because he's their future of their team.
Yeah.
Rondo's great to have to develop him, but having him start isn't really.
Yeah, you're not giving him the minutes that will allow him to make those mistakes and
they're
improve.
10th in the conference right now. They're not going to be going all the way.
I don't know. It's too early to say, but they're definitely not looking like a legit contender this year.
No, but right under the Lakers.
We'll get into them. It's the Pelicans, but we'll get into them right after.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, darn right you're sorry.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Then we got the Rockets.
Yeah.
From H-Town.
They got it together a little bit. They've won a few games, but they still look a little old.
3 games straight wins. So I hope they can get some more. I like the Rockets.
You just like every team in the league.
I don't dislike. I mean, there's teams I dislike.
Mm.
I'm not a Warriors fan, I wouldn't say.
Oh.
I don't really care.
Shots fired.
I don't care too much about the Spurs. The Grizzlies kind of bore me, but...
Oh, man.
If you want to...
You were going down the list.
I mean, there's teams I like, there's teams I don't like. I don't see why I'm being attacked here for my...
Oh, because all I've heard is like, I like them.
Well, why would I
them?
Why would I be a negative? Why would I be a negative person and talk about teams I don't like out of nowhere?
I mean, we are just talking about every team.
Fine. Yeah. For now, I won't say I like anybody. Sorry for bothering you by saying, a couple words.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it did bother
the Rockets. I'm indifferent about them. I'm indifferent about that team.
Okay.
I'm indifferent. I don't care.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Timberwolves are 4-8. Still looking like they're dealing with some Jimmy drama. They're just struggling, honestly.
Towns needs to wake up.
Chemistry. Yeah, Towns has been playing like a you know what.
I don't know what. What are you talking about?
I mean, there might be children listening to this, so
That's
I'm not
fair.
gonna. It's like another.
Dwight Howard, please take all 11 of your children. Out the room.
Yeah, it.
That was me. I'm sorry.
It's another. Howard. It's another word for cat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what?
Oh my word.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I offend you?
Yeah, kind of. I just came here to talk basketball and.
Well, deal with it.
All right.
Put your face right into it and deal with it.
All right. All right, Mr. Charles Barkley over here.
Mm-hmm. Nah, we just jokes aside.
Then we got the Mavs.
Yeah.
I just want Dirk to win it all.
Dirk's been
every year.
Dirk, I think, he's still been out, so. Doncic looks good. Rookie.
Yeah. I think the glory days for the Mavs are gone.
Yeah, until
they're gonna have to gut the program. I think they're not gonna be back on top until Dirk's gone. Not saying that Dirk's bad. I'm just saying that
until he retires and they can just allow to make some moves, kind of thing.
It just feels like, it's Dirk's team. Dirk's using it as a vehicle so he can still play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and but I think people are okay with that. People in Dallas like Dirk, and they would.
I mean, he rightfully so. He won a championship. I mean, that's one of the few teams that won a championship with like one All-Star.
I think, especially this, the Warriors being in the same conference as them, they know they're probably not gonna. They're just having fun with what they have,
trying to develop Doncic and other guys.
Yeah. So maybe in like 4 or so years we can see some.
Yeah. But exactly. Same thing with the Suns, who are last place. Sad to see because they have so much talent.
Booker. I want Booker to succeed.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna have to wait his turn. I think he's got.
Exactly. That's just the way it is. He's gonna have to wait until his team develops.
But will he be succeeding on the Suns? That's a different question.
I guess. I mean, he'll probably jump ship like all the rest of the stars, which I don't like to see. I'd like to see them stick it out. And, it is tough. It's tough to win.
They were fun back in the day, man.
Yeah. With
Stoudemire.
Oh, with Stoudemire and Nash. That's a whole different team.
I love Nash, man. I love Stoudemire.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Even Chandler. Even Tyson Chandler was over there.
Yeah, for not their glory years though. That was just recently.
Yeah, but I like him. I like the guy.
You just like him?
I like their mascot.
It's a gorilla.
It's a gorilla. That's hilarious. It doesn't make sense. Well, you know the story, right?
Why?
If I'm saying this correctly, I got interested one day and decided why it's some mascot a gorilla, and it said one day someone sent one of those music grams and all that to the stadium, and the guy was a gorilla. He was just a guy in a gorilla suit, and the fans loved it, so they literally just hired him to stay. It's probably not the same guy now,
right? But they're just it entertained the fan thoroughly.
So just a gorilla in a Suns jersey. So yeah,
that's crazy.
That is pretty crazy. I'm probably wrong about some details there.
Yeah,
but
what a country.
What a world. Because honestly, we don't have that many cool mascots here. We got Benny the Bull. Benny the Bull's the GOAT. I'll be honest, Pierre's kind of scary.
Hey, it's unique, though.
He is unique. He's scary.
He's a Pelican.
I can't tell you half these mascots. I mean, no. Nuggets at Fox.
Yeah.
He's got that cool little
tail.
The
Spurs have a wolf or a fox, too.
I think the Cavs are a dog, but who cares? You know?
Yeah, it doesn't match at all.
Yeah, the Knicks, I don't know.
I don't even know what it...
Have you seen the Magic mascot?
What is a Magic mascot?
I'm going to look it up. His name is Poof. He's a dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon?
Yeah, maybe it was Puff. I thought it was Poof. I don't know.
I would think it's Puff.
Stuff. His name is Stuff.
You like Peter Palmineri?
His name is Stuff the Magic Dragon. Look at him.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. He has antennas that are stars. That's kind of cool.
That's wild.
It is wild.
He looks funny.
He does look funny. What's that on his nostrils? They look interesting.
Some sort of imaginary friend.
Oh my gosh! It unravels. Huh.
Stuff the Magic Dragon.
That's pretty legit. Anyway.
So this is time to talk about the Pelicans.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing that we have to talk about on the podcast about basketball and the Pelicans.
We're down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Basketball fans.
On the bayou, down by the bayou.
Yeah. In the heart of football country. Go Saints, who dat? LSU, lost Alabama, but...
Hey, we're still having a good season if we win out.
Yeah, we're still up there. We love football, don't get us wrong.
I love football with that.
Yeah, but...
we're one of 5 basketball fans.
Yeah, we also love basketball, so...
And LSU, they're doing all right.
Basketball?
Yeah, they're doing all right. They've won their one game so far, but nothing about them shows trouble.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to a good season with Will Wade on that.
Yes.
But back to the Pelicans, and have people doubting now. Well, I don't blame them.
No, there's nothing, to blame them about here.
Well, when they're healthy, they're undefeated with their starting lineup. Peyton's been injured, who had been playing awesome basketball. Unfortunately, he just got hurt, sprained ankle. So he's still out and waiting. I think he's coming back Saturday is what they're telling me.
But if you look at the last couple games, I think...
It was a tough road trip, for sure.
I think Nuggets and Warriors, not saying we couldn't have beat them, but I think the odds were kind of against us there. Trailblazers, we've proven we can beat them. There's not too much of a different team.
It's a bad mix because AD got hurt on the Nets game. And then...
and it wasn't a horrific... it wasn't just a...
It was just a slight little lingering one that bothered him enough.
Yeah.
So we lost to the Jazz the first game
but
at home.
The Spurs should not have been that big of a problem.
Yeah, I was hoping for... if we were healthy, I was hoping just for, 3-3 on that road trip. But when AD was out, I was hoping, okay, maybe 2-4, maybe at least scratch 1,
I was hoping for 1.
Yeah, but... It's been a struggle. They've been great effort from the other guys. Etuan Moore's been playing good. Mirotic's been inconsistent, but been putting up points. Holiday's been awesome on both sides of the ball.
I agree there.
The bench mob haven't found consistent contributors. I would say, they've all kind of pitched in on different games, but I think that's just the problem. We're not that deep. And then AD's been playing hurt when he has been playing. And, he got some interesting...
I can't remember when he was last not injured.
Yeah, that's true. David Wesley, during the telecast, said something funny. He's like, it's like that Wedding Crashers scene where he's like, every time I look over, you're on the floor. And it's true.
Oh, that's sad.
I know, it's true. It's sad but funny because he's always on the floor. I mean, he just sometimes doesn't know how to use his body, I guess. I don't know. awkwardly falls all the time.
But I don't know, maybe because I wanted this to be his MVP campaign.
Yeah,
and it's still early. He can still definitely pull one out.
But it's disappointing.
He's not proven to even Pelicans fans that he is the MVP.
And he's got that comment where he's like, "I have to play perfect to for us to be competitive." No, I mean against the Warriors, if everyone else played really well actually in that game, if Davis just played normally, they probably would have at least come down to the buzzer. And then when did he play? Against the Thunder?
Yeah.
They lost Westbrook in the third quarter, and
still lost by 6.
That's actually when the Thunder went on their run. So enough talk, AD. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, but come on.
Don't hurt his feelings too much.
Hey, you want to be MVP? You're talking enough talk. Let's produce some.
And I think we got the Suns this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to explode. I just don't want any excuse why it shouldn't be
a win for the Pels.
Or not even a win, just
like a big win.
Yeah, a big win.
A nice, comfortable win. Yeah,
exactly. Raptors. I think I want them to just prove everyone wrong, saying if we can beat the Raptors, then
I mean, like I said, they're undefeated with their starting lineup.
And they got the talent to beat anyone, even the Warriors. I would say.
Yeah,
the Warriors are just so dang good.
I didn't even shout out Julius Randle, who's been playing really awesome ball. He didn't miss a shot in the Thunder game. We've got the top 6 dudes when they're healthy. I mean, they can compete against anyone, and then they're starting to get some bench players with some confidence. They got to get together. I mean, it's early in the season, but I mean, I just don't like all these little random comments AD is making. I wish he can just be quiet and just play basketball,
I just wonder if that's a sign of times to come.
Yeah, it possibly is. He's probably putting pressure on the Pelicans organization, which I guess I don't blame him, but I think we have enough, frankly.
I think we do. Shoot, I think we're just one
3-and-D dude on the wing maybe to help. Wes Johnson's been playing good, but you need a legit dude.
Yeah, I feel like there's some eagerness on the team. I feel like no one's just sitting back. I mean, I think the bench, they're not playing well, but I don't think they're just okay with it. I think they're still trying.
Yeah. I think the effort's there.
Yeah.
Everyone's putting in full effort. It's just got to put it all together, really. The defense needs to get a little bit better.
But Grant, we don't know what's going on in the locker room.
They say it's a good locker room, is what I hear. I'm not inside it. Ever. I've never been inside their locker room.
Maybe we should ask. Maybe we should
just knock on the door and hey, can we come in?
Let us in, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's still early. I don't want to complain, but I think AD, if he really does believe he can be the NBA MVP, he's got to just put the work in. Like you were young AD, where he just put the work in, didn't need to be saying all these side comments about his teammates or anything. It might be out of context or whatever, but the way I took it is it's like little shots here and there.
Yeah.
Towards organization. I
feel you. Any final comments
on the updates and whatnot?
Yeah.
Still early in the season, like I said. It's 11 games in.
Any bold predictions? Anything?
It's hard to say. Let me see the standings again.
Let's see the standings right here. If it's loading, yeah.
Anything bold?
I could say Pistons drop. That's not really bold. Nets make more of a run for it.
I think that.
I don't think they're gonna break top 5 or 6 though.
No, but I think the Nets actually are gonna be competitive for a playoff spot. Honestly,
they had some. Even last year, they showed that they could play.
They play hard, and another year under the belt.
Yeah. Warriors.
On the West, there's a lot of teams that are doing good early. The Kings, Clippers, and Grizzlies that weren't expected to.
I think the Nuggets and Trailblazers are going to calm down a bit, though.
A little bit, yeah. The number 2 spot in the West is definitely up for grabs. And I know the Nuggets and Trailblazers are up there right now, but I think, like you said, they're going to come down a bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers start jumping. I can see them catch a rhythm.
Yeah, they are already catching a bit of a rhythm.
Rockets, man, I hope they catch up, but...
I don't know.
I don't know, yeah. I can't. There's nothing that's proven to me that they're going to be killing it, especially in this conference.
Harden, their dudes are going to have to play, their top guys are going to have to play really well because I don't trust their bench guys. Yeah.
No. All right, well, let's just hope for the Pels, man. Let's hope they can pull out some
we
big
were
wins.
Hyped up for it, and then 6 straight losses, disappointing. They won last night against the Bulls.
But see, we're keeping it real. Like we said, we're not going to be like,
we're not holding back here. AD is going to, we're not going to baby AD. Let's be real here.
We're fans.
Stop talking about your teammates.
You especially. You've been through the cold seasons.
I mean, He's always injured, and I get it. You're always injured and whatnot, but with all the comments, right when you're in the middle of your injuries, you're saying like, I need to play perfect. No, you don't. You just need to play.
Yeah.
You just need to play and do your job. And then the MVP and all that, like you're talking about in the beginning of the year, will take care of itself.
Yeah, I think that doesn't even need to be on his mind right now.
Yeah, just come out and play. And honestly, you got enough guys to make a run. So
let's do it, big man. So,
all right, well, let's do some hypotheticals.
Finally, our first hypothetical.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes here to.
That's enough to get. That's enough to knock out a dinger of a hypothetical. That's a baseball term for all you non-baseball fans.
I mean, thanks for informing us.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want like all the hate comments saying, "What the heck are you talking about here?" I gotta be real.
Mm-hmm.
So, our first hypothetical. This is like my favorite thing about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's just talking about these
little things like this.
Yeah. So the first one here.
Let's remind what we're talking about. Best teams to not win a title.
Yes.
That had on paper the roster that looked good prior to or during the season, and then teams that were just like legit good that probably should have gotten one.
Yeah.
And this is spanning over. Usually, some teams change out some role players, but for the most part, they're core guys sticking together. So over a span of years, not just one season for some teams.
I agree. So the first one we want to talk about is probably the most recent. Well, I guess not the most recent, but probably up there, is the 2012-2013 Lakers.
A failed super team.
Yeah, and I remember being insanely hyped.
Yeah.
For that. Because, I mean, golly, you got Dwight Howard.
You got almost like 5 future Hall of Famers almost.
Yeah. Dwight Howard right out of,
his prime seasons.
But but I guess he had that injury too. I probably just...
His torn labrum. That's what he said. And he played with that.
Yeah, and then we got an old Nash, who I think I just wanted more from than I should have.
He seemed so fragile that final year. I felt like every time he would fall down, it was just like bruise or something.
Yeah. You still had Paul Gasol.
Mm-hmm. Paul's still playing. He was solid then.
Yeah, I mean, that was still like... But just like... It just felt like everything was kind of coming together for just one more ring for Kobe. And I think we kind of knew at that point that was the last Kobe year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last year.
Of his prime of what he could give.
Exactly.
And it did kind of prove that because he got injured that year.
Yeah, and I think it was sad because I think everyone's... Even the Lakers fans were like, oh, this is it for Kobe. Like, we have a couple seasons left, but it's not Kobe. It's not...
Yeah, they just had a dysfunction that year. Mike Brown let them down early on. They fired him, and then they hired Mike D'Antoni, which is interesting because I remember Phil Jackson was willing to come in, and I guess they wanted to move on from him. And
that would have been great, though. That would have added the super team.
Phil Jackson usually comes back when he knows he has a chance to win, and if he was willing to come back, he felt like he had a chance to win with this team.
Yeah, and they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's from such a huge effort from Kobe. Kobe had an awesome year that year for how old he is and the minutes he played.
So what were some of the stuff that came out? I mean, so they said Nash and Kobe didn't get along.
No, it seemed like everyone didn't get along in the team.
That's fair, but...
Obviously, Howard and Kobe. I remember seeing Nash and Howard arguing. It was just messy. Metal world peace.
I think because Nash comes in from being the best player the Suns has ever had. He was the face of this franchise, going on to the Lakers that had Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Kobe wasn't
going to let that go, man.
Kobe's got a dominating, presence.
Because Kobe, I mean, some people like to put him in the GOAT conversation. So, I don't...
He works his tail off. So.
He's a great player.
Yeah. Not quite Michael Jordan. What?
No,
I have a soft spot for Michael Jordan. We'll talk about that in other episodes, but I have a soft spot.
Yeah, that's another day. That's another topic.
Yeah, but Kobe definitely, he's earned his worth. He's a hard worker, skilled, talent.
Nash should have gone in there knowing this is Kobe's team.
He did. Yeah, I think he did.
You think so?
I think he did. I think just Nash is old.
But golly, Nash was old, but he still could pass. And I think he was...
Yeah, he could still run a team.
His scoring was kind of down, and I think that was fine. He's like, I'm just going to focus on moving the ball around.
Yeah, setting up the offense, which I'd say this is injuries. I think he just got old.
Yeah, short hair Nash wasn't as good as...
long hair, mane.
He did look sick in that Laker uniform, though. He did look nice.
I just love that picture of Kobe, Dwight, and Nash running down the floor. It's just like,
That's just butter on toast.
Then you got Dwight Howard, who
was coming into his prime years, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess the injury again. I think that was before we knew how bad the injury actually was.
Torn labrum.
Because I remember hearing like they got Dwight Howard, like that's it, just give him the ring.
Yeah, I remember that too, and I was just like, damn, that's gonna be a dangerous team.
Yeah.
He actually put up 18 and 12 out, but not prime Dwight numbers that they were expecting. And I guess he seemed kind of soft, but again, he was injured, so that's just it for him. Paul Gasol, I don't know how he played, but I think from watching him under Mike D'Antoni, it seemed like Mike D'Antoni didn't know how to use him, right?
Yeah.
Because D'Antoni's so fixated on his system that, some players, like a good player like Gasol just gets lost.
Yeah, and I just felt like Dwight should have not been there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand getting Nash.
Yeah.
I just don't. You had Gasol.
Yeah. But you had Bynum, too, at that time, who was actually cared about basketball a little bit.
And even you can put in world peace. Like, he wasn't incredible, but he was a big man who could hold himself down low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just dysfunction all the way around.
It didn't make sense. It just feels weird.
Like all the parts of Mike D'Antoni is off for the team. All the five guys that were supposed to be, their starters were just never. Chemistry wasn't there.
Just like looking at it, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like I knew it was weird going into it, but it's like
you thought they were going to figure it out, but they only came out with like a 43 and 39 record or something like that.
They lost. They won one game in the playoffs, I think.
I thought they
get swept?
I think they got swept.
Yeah. Okay.
Kobe got hurt prior to the playoffs, so he didn't play.
Well, yeah.
45 and 37. Okay. It's not bad, I guess, but
under the Warriors, who before they were the Warriors.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was when they won against the Nuggets. Who won that?
Look at this Western Conference, man.
That was thick.
Oklahoma going 60 and 22. Hey, look at the bottom. You got the Phoenix Suns and the Hornets.
Is that
was the last Hornets year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, playoffs. They got swept by the Spurs.
Yeah. Dysfunction cost them on paper, though.
Was that the Spurs years where they won it all?
No, I think it was the next year. I think the Heat won it that year.
That's right.
But dysfunction cost that team. On paper, they were really, really good and looked to be a championship contender.
I think that marks the end of Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, unfortunately, those 2 or 3 seasons after he played, he just looked like a shell of himself.
Yeah.
He ended a great 60 points. So hey.
So you want to stay with the Lakers and talk about the 03-04 team?
Yeah, might as well. That was another super team that failed to win. Another dysfunction with Shaq and Kobe at that time.
I
mean, that was huge news even when they were winning championships. That was huge news.
If that didn't even happen, they could have won 5 championships, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, I think that's about right.
Kobe was becoming Kobe. I mean, Kobe was great then, but, I think he was becoming more of like,
an alpha dog.
Yeah, like a guy Gasol, whatever Gasol was playing with at his championships, So,
yeah, he really started to take over. Shaq was Shaq. He was a beast, as usual, during that time.
What a strange. So we got Horace Grant, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, Luke Walton.
Rick Fox.
Brian Russell.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Brian Russell? What do you mean?
No, I'm not saying just him, but like this team.
It doesn't make sense?
It's another... That's Phil Jackson. That was, I think, so Phil Jackson was like winning championships nonstop. Mm-hmm. So this is like the first time he didn't win a championship.
I think it's the second time. Well, it was the first time he didn't win it in the championship when he went there.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's just dysfunction again on this team.
So I guess we can't really bring Karl Malone too much into this because Karl was old.
Actually, he was playing really good from what I watched on videos and everything. They said that he was a real glue guy on their team.
That's surprising to hear. Because I thought he was just there like, I need a ring. I'm going to put in my minutes and maybe go 10 and 10 per game.
They were actually rolling throughout the season, but I think he had knee injury or something cost them.
This was his last season, too. He only played one season here?
Yeah. He was out for a good bit, and that cost their chemistry. This is when Kobe was in his rape trial, so a little distraction out the court. He played awesome still, but...
And I think Gary Payton, old.
Yeah, past his prime for sure. They didn't... I don't remember watching too much of it, but I just feel like... Yeah, you don't hear about the Kobe-him backcourt too much, so I feel like chemistry probably wasn't strong there.
Horace Grant, it's kind of the same situation. He was older, you know. He was about Karl Malone's age.
Yeah. But then after, like, Shaq and Kobe, Shaq is Shaq. After that, you don't really have another guy who could, really get his or something. So
yeah, Luke Walton wasn't doing it. That's for sure.
Nope. No, young Luke. No, he wasn't gonna do it for them. I think that Devin George at that time was a solid piece for them. It's kind of a name from the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of.
And I think Kobe was trying to prove that it was his team and whatnot. I think that kind of cost them. But they ran into the worst matchup for them. Detroit was just absolute rock solid.
Yeah, if you look at these stats, you're kind of right. So you got in the playoffs, Kobe Bryant led the team for points per game with 24.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Shaq right behind him at 21. And Shaq was getting 13 rebounds per game, too.
Yeah, he was a mammoth.
That's crazy. And he had almost a 600,
field goal percentage. Yeah, 6%.
That's pretty. That's a lot of layups.
Yeah.
Still 2 blocks per game.
He still had some left.
I think, but
obviously he won with the Heat a couple years after.
Just look at it. These assist totals don't really impress me. Kobe led it with 5.5 assists per game. That's not really anything to really.
No, honestly, Kobe can pass. He's a really smart player, but he just is in his nature to want to be a scorer. So,
and I think that's the problem. I think we can go down that. The problem with this team was it Shaq's team or was it Kobe's team?
Yeah, and I think Kobe was dead in his heart trying to prove that, and it cost them.
I think it was Shaq's team at first.
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the 2 years prior when
Kobe started bringing in the points per game, and they're like, "This is my team."
Yeah, it was the peak of their dysfunction together. They're cool now, which is nice to see, but
man, that could have been.
It could have been something.
That could have been a dynasty. Yeah, I mean, it was a dynasty, but it could have been.
It could have been a couple more.
But that's when basketball was like really cool, man. You know, Shaq was in movies. Shaq was, and Karl Malone never got that ring.
Oh gosh, alas. So we want to start talking about his Jazz teams.
Let's go over to the Jazz.
That's who we have next on the list. So anyway, on that team, the Lakers team, dysfunction again cost them. On paper, they look good, but no bueno.
So what would you say would be the definitive, maybe the 95-96 Jazz team?
We can just, they were always really darn good throughout the 80s and 90s, but I guess we can talk about their peak when they lost to the Bulls twice. And Malone won an MVP, which one was 97, 96?
98?
98, yeah, one of those years. And Malone, number 2 in scoring, right? That's right, in the NBA.
Gary Sloan, man.
Mm-hmm. John Stockton.
That's my man. I love John Stockton.
To pass tests, he always wears a John Stockton
jersey whenever I take my tests because John Stockton, he always passes.
Oh, you crack me up, Jim.
I'm hilarious. I am a funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a funny guy. Well, anyway, so big things here. John Stockton, Karl Malone.
Yeah, that's your 2 core dudes.
2 top 2 players in their respective positions.
Did you say top 2?
Yeah, I think Stockton is the second best point guard of all time. Karl Malone is the second best power forward.
My goodness.
Yeah. Well, here's
not so fast, my friend.
I could even say now. Here, people may start hating me here, but I could say John Stockton is the greatest point guard of all time, but Magic Johnson's the greatest player to ever play point guard.
I guess by your logic, that's correct.
I just feel like John Stockton was what a point guard.
A prototypical point guard should be.
Dude ran the court.
Mm-hmm.
He was fast. He had a 3-point shot when he needed it, and he got the ball where he needed to.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the scores. He had Karl Malone. And people, yes, Magic Johnson had more assists per game, but Magic Johnson always had
Byron
more.
Scott, James Worthy, Kareem.
He always had people he could get it to.
Yeah, I agree. Stockton didn't
late Baylor,
Yeah, they didn't have Stockton didn't have a lot of guys to throw to other than Malone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, he probably raised their level of play just by who he is. He makes the team better overall.
He does. But, like, Jeff Hornacek, he was good.
Yeah, it was a solid shooting guard.
But, again, like, he was nothing like what Magic had.
No, he wasn't even like Byron Scott.
So,
he was a solid shooting guard,
but I guess you can make an argument against a lot. He has an unreal amount of assists that will never be touched. I don't think.
No,
it's because of the pick and roll. You got Karl Malone. That dude was massive.
That was their butter and bread.
Dude was 6'9" and would soar.
People don't. Didn't you say people don't even know Karl Malone just standing there? And
yeah, so I met Karl Malone.
Yeah.
I did, and I was at a football game. Karl Malone's son played at LSU.
Right.
Football.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him at a game, and I went up to him, asked for a quick picture. I didn't want to bother the man.
Right.
So I asked for a quick picture, said thank you, and I left.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring up why'd you lose in the 98 finals. He may have gotten kind of mad about it.
Yeah, he might have punched you in the
He might have.
Yeah.
But the basketball didn't come up, just picture and all that.
Yeah, and then someone asked you, like, who is that?
Yeah, I'm like, that is Karl the Mailman Malone from Louisiana Tech, second greatest power forward of all time. And they're like,
Who?
And I'm like, excuse you.
That's a sad reality.
It's a very sad reality. It's kind of hard to believe that he's a second all-time leader.
It really is. When you told me that,
when you look like Kareem, no one's questioning that because
Yeah.
Kareem was averaging like 20-something points.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at like these highlights for Malone, 2-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star MVP, 11-time All-NBA first team. I mean,
the list goes on and on.
36,000 points, almost 37,000 points.
He obviously probably the best player to not win a ring. No, we'll get into that later.
That's a hard one, but yeah. You can also put. I think him and Stockton were equal in skill at different positions. Yeah. I think Karl Malone was maybe just.
They're a perfect complement to each other's game,
and that's why I hate that they didn't win.
And they just ran to the reason why they didn't win is because they ran into a guy named Michael Jordan, and MJ in his prime. You're just not gonna.
And it's just unfair. It really is.
Yeah,
unfair.
you lost some great teams. Lost
the 97-98 Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
That could be. Some people say that's the greatest team ever. Over the Warriors.
Possibly.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that team, man. And it's just like
playing different eras, so we'll never know.
And it's just sad because it's one of those things where like you deserved it, but at the same time,
right? Like
what are you
just give
do?
me one, almost like Same thing with Barkley. Again, we'll get into those best players to not win a ring discussion.
So I think we can look at one more team, and I mean we don't really need to go over the 2015-16 Warriors.
No, we don't.
That's recent enough where we kind of understand what happened.
Yeah.
But
who else we got in there? You have the Suns, and we have
2001, 2002 Kings.
I think out of the rest of what we had on our list, I think that team, that was a legit team that should have had a ring. On paper, they don't look like same thing with the Jazz. On paper, they didn't look intimidating, other than Malone and Stockton, but they were a legit good team. And same thing with the Kings. On paper, maybe some of the names don't pop out to you, but they were legit good.
I mean, honestly, Chris Webber's the only one I think most people would know.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Vlade, if you're a basketball fan, you'll know the other guys like Peja and Vlade, Mike Bibby.
Peja, man, he is.
Prime Peja. Ooh,
there's passes that he would make, man.
Ooh. Dude, that team was just fun. I remember
he was the one with the behind-the-back pass, right?
To Bobby Jackson.
Oh, man.
Bobby Jackson, they just had a deep team.
That could be the greatest pass ever.
Yeah,
it's
three-quarters court.
It's money,
right on the
man.
money.
It's money.
That was butter. They had a Gerald Wallace. Look at Gerald Wallace was on that team.
Yeah.
They were just deep.
So what happened there?
What happened? The refs. What happened? Well, the refs did kind of cost them, but then again, you still have to play the game. They just ran into a Lakers team that was, that just inched them out. I think
they got some wins though.
It could have gone either way though. Like that's the thing. The Lakers were good, but they could have gone
that Lakers team to 7.
Yeah.
But it's the Game 6 game that people like to say.
Yeah.
But that was still. I mean, all these games looked pretty close. Like
that's why I say it could have gone either way.
Game 5, they won by 1 point. Game 4, LA won by 1 point. I mean, that's pretty crazy to have that in the playoffs.
That team was fun.
Good thing I wasn't a fan of either of those teams at the time because I think I would have had a heart attack.
Dude, the Robert Horry Big Shot Bob hit one. What was that, game 4? Game 4. It just happened to bounce right to him and knock down a shot. So,
and even
that was such a
if
good
you
team.
could replay this series, this is probably one of the few series I want to see. I think the Warriors series. Well, like just have it happen again and see the outcome, because I think the Kings have a good chance of going all the way. But at the same time, I want the Warriors team to see, because they would win that if they had that series.
Oh, I mean, that one, 15-16, they lost Draymond in Game 5. I think Bogey got hurt, so.
Yeah.
And they probably should have won it if those things didn't happen, but hey, it's why they play the game.
Yeah, Curry got cold last 2 games.
Yeah, but, I mean, this Sacramento team is pretty much playing the ball that you see today during an era which that wasn't common.
And they didn't, Weber was good, but they didn't have, like, a superstar.
Yeah, he's really, really elite, but, like, he's not Shaq, not even to Shaq's level, I think.
No.
So, or Kobe, or kind of like those legends.
Yeah.
He's just like a tier below, but the team that was built around him was just perfectly complementing each other. Vlade passing it, solid center. Peja shoots flames from all over the place. A 3-and-D.
I miss him. I didn't realize how much I would miss him.
Dude, he was fun to watch. And then Bibby came into his own, was a solid scoring point guard. So just they ran to a buzzsaw. Obviously the ref thing with Tim Donaghy, but hey, they were rightfully, if they had won a ring, I wouldn't have been surprised.
So
with that,
that's a good way to wrap up the episode, you would say?
Yeah. It was a fun episode.
It was a fun episode.
I think people, if they ever listen to this, would love it.
I think so. I would love to listen to a podcast like this.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think we have a good time here. I mean, if you know who we are in real life, then please reach out to us, and you're more than welcome to come out and record an episode with us.
If you know your stuff, we would love a third opinion on this stuff. I kind of get lonely.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Jim Redvine gets lonely. Pistol's not enough for him, I guess.
Nah, I need some more. I need some more friends here. But final thoughts?
Good discussion today.
Yeah, I think I'm glad we kind of went back to these teams. Mm-hmm. I feel like that Lakers team isn't really talked about anymore, even though it's fairly recent. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a big mess.
Yeah.
You would think so.
I don't know.
Especially being Kobe's last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a 2K team I want. Like, the classic 2K teams. I think there's no team more I want than that 2012-2013 Lakers team.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was some interesting things to go over.
It was. So I guess next episode we'll give you another update after about another week's time.
Getting the meat of the season, but start talking about
more
the Pels.
Hypotheticals.
More hypotheticals. Maybe do Pels history.
We could do Pels history.
Yeah, I could inform you. I know it off the top of my head. I'm that big of a nerd.
I can't wait to hear it then.
But all right, we are the 6 men. I am Pistol Pete.
And I am Jim Redvine.
We're not the starters.
We never have been and never will be.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yes, sir.